for my agency. So we met online and it was pretty much an instant connection. We both are depraved. We both have, she's like so incredibly witty and smart and old soul. It's nuts, guys. You wouldn't necessarily get it by listening to her right now, but she is hysterical, like beyond hysterical. I know we're not talking about funny stuff, but it's one of the reasons that she's been an inspiration to me too, because she's just got this like dry, witty, depraved sense of humor that makes me laugh when I would normally be crying. And it was nice to have someone that could relate to me in the pain game, especially when it came to work, right? Because we have all of these clients and we're working with other people and nobody really understands, but you completely understand. And that's helpful in the work world because it's like, yeah, we got to move that to tomorrow. And it's not even up for discussion. It's like, of course, no questions asked. I know why, and you don't even need to tell me. So then we have we enter COVID into the globe. Isn't it insane that every human on the freaking earth has been affected by COVID in so many different ways? Every single human being on the face of the earth. Even animals, right? But for us in the pain community, it's really hurt us hard. I know for me, it has. Can you share your experience of living with this pain during the pandemic and how hard that was for you to get treatment and all of that?
I had done something to my back, and because of my nerve issues, it was more dramatic than it really should have been, I guess. But it happened March 13th, which is the last day the world was open. And
the last day the world was open. That's hysterical.
The last day the world was open for business. So then I think it was about 2 months before I was even able to get into a doctor. And I was hunched over like a question mark because my spinal cord just felt like it was being squeezed. It was crazy. So I couldn't get into like any physical therapy, couldn't get into, any injections, nothing like that. Couldn't even really get a prescription.
Yeah, I feel the physical therapy for me was the one that dropped down the wayside and actually still continues to. I really struggle with trying to find physical therapists that understand central nervous system disorders, not ortho. Everybody's got a baseball, PT when their son, hurts their shoulder pitching. But when it comes to something like ours, that is so incredibly hard to diagnose, but also to manage the pain. But I'm still struggling in the physical therapy department to find somebody. Like I literally don't have a physical therapist right now. It's stupid. But so now you've got things in better order a little bit more now that the world is opened back up. Yeah.
Yeah. So the pandemic kind of changed my outlook on life, health as a whole. I feel like most people maybe have that mindset now just because, we've watched so much happen. So it kind of like changed the way that I wanted to deal with my pain, deal with my disease. I didn't want to be negative and depressed all the time. I wanted to feel better. So I wanted to love my body instead of hating it for what it couldn't be anymore. I was ready. Like I had reached the point of acceptance. So I was ready to take the next steps. So I started college because I wanted to kind of have a purpose. I was kind of lost still at that point. I started, eating better, moving my body more, started taking depression meds, going to therapy. That really helped my mindset and I didn't want to die every day. I was actually like having days where I didn't think about dying. And I just started, taking better care of my mental health, journaling, meditating, changing the way that I think. Instead of the negative thoughts, I would change it to like a positive spin. Like, oh, well, it could always be worse. Yeah, it sounds cliche, but it is true.
It totally is true. The power of the brain, and we'll talk about this all the time on the show, the power of our noodle, but I'm so proud of you. So you were graduating soon, from my understanding.
August 13th.
Ooh, my girl, I'm so proud of you. I mean, you've just been rocking epically in life. I mean, you're on your e-bike and you're out and about and you're doing this and you're working, you're going to school and you're graduating and your mindset has changed. And I'm just, you lift me up, you know, and like I mentioned a little earlier, your sense of humor is just refreshing, especially in someone who's so young of age. And I know you might feel older than you are because you've lived through so much more than an average 23. Obviously, you're not 23 anymore. How old are you? 27?
27.
27. A wise soul, and one that I am beyond grateful for coming into my life. You're going to be my soul sister and one that will forever live in my heart. Is there anything else that you want to mention in regards to your journey, or any last closing thoughts that, like, to anybody else that might be suffering in the MS world?
I just want to let people know that it does get better. A lot of the newly diagnosed people that I talk to, they're in the same spot that I was years ago. And it just, you eventually get tired of feeling sorry for yourself and just start living your life the best that you can. Adapt and overcome.
My little bumper sticker girl. Well, thanks for doing this with me today, little babe. That's what I call her. You've helped me get to a more peaceful and accepting place in my life, living with CRPS more than you'll ever know. So thanks for listening, guys. You are exclusively invited to share this VIP pain journey with me and us together. Let's get to the heart of how to heal with you by my side. Please follow the Pain Game podcast wherever you digest your podcast content. We'll be there. Visit us at thepaingamepodcast.com and follow us on all the socials. Thanks for listening, my little VIPs. Catch you on the other side.